The Propcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money with sports predictions. It's available in a ton of states. Get $10 for free. Or sign with the code SGPN. Check out Kalshi, promo code SGPN. And welcome, everyone, to the Propcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Currently Monday morning, April 6th, around 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Rosenberg, once again joined by Adam Rosenberg. Together, we're going to break down our favorite baseball prop for the Monday card. Adam, how's it going with you? How was your Easter?
He has risen, and then I used pictures of Spock from Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, which, as you know, Leonard Nimoy is Jewish, and he's all white when he comes back from the dead. You knew this. This movie came out 20 years before you were born.
Something, Wrath of Khan.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, it was good. Had like 3 different – totals weren't good after they were being really good. Sides were good, and props excessively did not go my way, but it's a new week and we have more data and there's a lot of stuff that I really like. And it's a really good week to get contrarian because a lot of people are making their first road start or their first home start. So a lot of good opportunities here and there. So shout out to the chat because you guys have followed Scott and I in like multiple different, you guys are popping in the VSiN channels now and you're popping in rhythm channels and Dad's at baseball stuff. So
nobody knows how to spell my last name.
Oh, it's great. It's great. When I was like, I was like, wait, they're like, I'm not Rochelle. And I'm like,
people just invent letters at this point. Like it's only once again 6 letters, and yet every time people spell it, it increases in size, the letter, every single time. So yeah, either way, once again, we have a lot of fans. We did cross 1K on YouTube, so appreciate that. I was also on VSiN over the weekend talking baseball, and I went 7-1. So overall, good weekend for me. And once again, we'll try to keep it rolling here on this show for Monday. Before we get into the actual Monday card, a reminder that the SGPN platform is running a Masters competition over on Splash Sports. $25 entry fee, and the top 3 get paid in cash. And a reminder that you can get on the action at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/masters. If you're new to Splash Sports, use the promo code SGPN50 for a nice sign-up bonus. So, Adam, moving on into our props for the Monday baseball card, what's going to be your first play for the show?
So, first play that I'm going to do for the show, and I'm just checking on the line on this one. It's fine. I still like it. Okay, so we're going to go with Jacob deGrom. Jacob deGrom over his outs. I have over 16.5, full disclosure. I do like it to 17.5. You and I were just talking about outs props. When you and I give out outs props, I think I can speak for both of us. We are never telling you guys to take an outs prop that we think is within 1 out of margin. Like that's just not our cap. So unless it's a turnover in an inning, like if it's, which I do have one. So anyway, Jacob deGrom, I like him to go over his outs here. His velo was up in his first start. He's on an extra day of rest because he got scratched on that first start that was on the road because he had a neck thing. He also, his average last year was 17.5. Like he should push over to get 6 on this. Again, like the biggest thing I look for in deGrom is that he's not being played with kids gloves right now. Like his velo was up. He looked good. They have scheduled, like the schedule looks good this week. So look, I like him to go 6. He also did, when you go back to last year in his early kind of starts, his home stuff, he was, he went 8 and then he went 6. That was also after he missed 2 years. This is now him like in regular rotation. But the bigger thing for me is also just like Seattle minus that game against the Angels. Seattle really can't hit right now. And they haven't really looked good. Like Cal Raleigh is completely MIA, and that's totally fine because
we thought he was going to be MIA.
We thought he was going to be MIA anyway. But give me Jacob deGrom over. You can take his over 60. Look, you take his over 16.5 at minus 132. You and I took it last night, or you can take his over 17.5 at minus 102. So if you want to pay the juice, pay the juice. I think he clears it. I think he goes 6 either way. But Jacob deGrom over 17.5 outs minus 102.
Yeah, so coincidentally, I actually have the outs for the other starting pitcher in this game. I have Logan Gilbert. I took his over 17.5 outs at minus 135. It was 16.5 last night, but I'll give it out here at 17.5. This is on Novig, by the way. Most books have like minus 150 now, so it has been moving a lot. Main reason Seattle used a bunch of pitchers yesterday in the game against the Angels. They use 6 relievers in that game, so I do think that Gilbert's going to be forced to wear it a little bit. The Rangers' offense also has fallen apart. They've scored 2 runs over the past 25 innings. So basically, 2 games and change, they've scored 2 total runs. And you're looking at his numbers this season. They're not that great. However, the under-the-hood numbers are better. 2.29 expected ERA compared to his actual 6.75 ERA. I think Gilbert's better than his numbers suggest, and I do think he'll be forced to go a decent amount of distance for this outing because they burned so many guys in the game yesterday with no days off in between, and the Rangers' offense right now stinks. So based on that, give me Logan Gilbert over 17.5 outs at minus 135.
Yep, I like it. I told you that this morning. I co-signed that. I'm juice averse, so you know how I am, but you nailed the to me, you nailed the entire cap. Is that when a guy's expected is that much different than his what his actual is, it's something you take notice, and it's a good over ounce opportunity. So
yeah, there you go. Moving on to your second prop, though, what do you like?
Gonna go back to one of our guys what are they asking? Where do we post our picks? We don't post them. We just give them.
They're asking where I post them. I don't post them anywhere. At least you have the baby's account. I don't post them anywhere. Just
but generally speaking, just listen to our stuff. Yeah,
that's how it goes.
You need to advance to the end.
All the picks are free. Like I'm just gonna give it out in podcast form.
Yeah. Anyway, so next one that I'm gonna go with is Miles Straw. Single. Simple. Very, very simple. We know exactly what he does. He also shows up, as you guys know, in our lovely singles filter. Let me pull him up and I can get the stats for you. But Miles Straw, 9 plate appearances, 5 hits, all singles. Expected batting average of 551, an actual batting average of 556. He is, he did great for us when he was in that getaway game a couple weeks ago. He has very low ISO, which I love. Against the lefty, Rorelski, I do like the Jays in this game. I think it's surprising that they are dogs. I know they got swept by Chicago, but they're just such a better team at home. And this is the first time they've played the Dodgers since losing in Game 7 in the fashion that they did. I just expect this team to be very focused on this. Robleski, he's fine. Just gives up a lot of contact. Expected batting average of 281. Give me Miles Straw to get a single at plus 121.
I mean, he has no power at all. So if he's going to get on base, it will be a single. So it's kind of where we're at. But either way, I do think it's a good matchup. I do think, once again, he's a singles only hitter, basically. So I think it's a good price. What do you say it was? Plus 121?
Yeah, plus 121.
Yeah, I see Christopher mentioning that the Wild train for singles did end. To be fair, the last leg that won was an overturned single that went about 10 feet. So I decided to kind of pump the brakes a little bit with Glass now and the other pitchers the Dodgers threw at him. But long term, we're still very bullish on Lyle, so I'm not going to panic once again.
Yeah, but you also, for Lyle, if the single gets too pricey, guys, 2 hits for him is still well over 2-1 and is absolutely should be a play.
Yeah, definitely. But now the pricing is kind of expensive. It's moved to minus 130 in most games, which is kind of a pass for me. It was a lot more fun getting it at plus money when the season started. So
he's for 2 hits today. I like the Nats today. So
I love the matchup because Palante pitches solely to contact. So I think
2 hits from his plus 265, which I do.
It's a great price.
Yeah, that's a great price, especially 2 games where he's had no hits. I like that actually a lot.
And a lot of it bats too, because the Nationals have actually been scoring some runs. So
yeah, it's awesome. I like Littell today. I'm a Palante fade here. I think this is Palante's first road start too, which fits a lot of. Let me see. I would do Lyle 2 hit. Lyle 2 hits at 285 is crazy. He's literally in the top 5 of hits for everybody, and he's going to shatter a lot of that stuff. Let's see. This is first road start for Palante. I think we should add a Lyle 2 hits to the card.
Yeah, I think that I'm definitely in for that. He's my guy, so I'm
Yep.
in for it.
Let's do
Before we get into the other props that we have for the show, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, which is Kalshi, real money prediction market available in a ton of states, tons of trading options for your favorite sports, and on top of that, if you're new to Kalshi, get $10 when you sign up with the code SGPN. Check out Kalshi, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. They cover the pick'em entries for almost every single sport. We'll give out an entry at the end of the show. They also recently increased their payouts. 2 picks are now 3.5x, and 3 picks are now 6.5x. And if you are new to the platform, great sign-up deal. Play $5, get $50 bonus funds when you sign up at Underdog with the promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finish going through our first call props for Monday. Time to move on into my second play for the show. For this one, I'm going to lay some juice on a batter that I think stinks. And you told me he was top of your no-hit filters today.
Yes.
I took him before I even knew that. I'm going to go with Bryce Teodosio. Bryce Teodosio, no hits at -130. He stinks. He has no hits in 4 plate appearances this season, expected batting average of 70, a BABIP of 0, and a 50% K rate. It is tough to find worse stats if you tried. Chris Sale, though we know, is pitching for Atlanta. He's been great this season. 12 innings pitched, a 2.79 expected ERA. He's been even better than that with his actual ERA. And he has a 3.5% barrel rate. But Teodosio only bats against lefties. He doesn't bat against righties. And I expect Josh Lowe to probably pinch hit for him at some point in this matchup. But it's really just going to come down to him getting lifted at some point in the 9 spot. And I do think with Sale being that good this season, you have the numbers on screen. It's probably the worst batting numbers of the entire season by anybody. Small sample, but he's really never been good in the first place. And I think -130 is pretty good for a guy that may only bat 2 times against Chris Sale, followed by getting subbed out of the game. So give me Teodosio, no hits at -130.
Yep. Cosign. I made a no-hit filter on Handigraphs, and that no-hit filter is an average less than 222. A K will strike out, and a hard hit rate that's low, and an outside swing rate that's greater than 32%. So he's like swinging at everything, and these are just good no-hit guys. His expecting batting average is the worst of the guys who fit this filter today. So yeah, I completely co-sign. Obviously, like I told you, like I do like the Angels today, but that doesn't change anything about the number 9 guy in their lineup. So yeah, completely agree on Bryce on this one.
Yeah. You want to move on into your third play?
Yeah. My third play is going to be we're going to go to San Francisco. We're going to go with Adrian Hauser. Adrian Hauser is making his first home start, I believe. Is he? Yeah, he is. He's making his first home start for the Giants. He also he's an innings eater. Like he'll get some pitch to contact, but he's an innings eater. He's not going to strike a bunch of guys out. We're going to take his over outs. It's over 16.5, which I like. He was really good at doing this all the time last year. Let me pull up some of his numbers and stuff like that, but hold on. Yeah. So he had 21 starts, 125 innings last year. It was essentially 6 innings per start. And he's got an insanely good ground ball rate. This is just kind of one of those. San Francisco's never been a really good place when the Phillies go there and visit. It's a pitcher-friendly park as well. So I'm going to take Hauser to go 6, to be honest. I have him at 16.5. 17.5 again is fine. Webb has been the only guy on this pitching staff who's been able to give them any sort of distance. And as I'm checking the latest on this bullpen, they have a FIP that's worse than they're expected. So they're getting better, but they've been pretty used, and generally speaking, they haven't had any off days. So it'd be really nice for them to be able to reset the bullpen by doing this. So Adrian Hauser over 16.5 outs. I have it at -103. You can get it now at -110. So
yeah, I can get behind it. It's a good number. So I think that it's definitely a good value play. Moving on to my last play, I'm going to go for a bunch of plus money. I sent you a price, and then I found a better price on Novig. So I actually found +141 on this last play. Give me Angel Martinez, no hits at +141. Another guy on Cleveland who can't hit. He's had no hits in 3 straight, but you're looking at Walker, who's pitching for Kansas City, and he was actually better against lefties last season. 368 plate appearances, a 245 batting average against him. I believe by comparison, righties were batting 260 against him. So reverse splits there. Martinez, though, is a switch hitter who really cannot bat lefty. He's just an awful lefty hitter. So for the numbers last season, 311 plate appearances against righties last year, a 197 batting average, 164 plate appearances against lefties, a 279 batting average. So, yeah, he's really bad batting lefty, simply put. And I know that the Guardians batted him, I believe it was second yesterday, but they have been batting him lower in the order against righties, which is something that I have noticed. I'm not sure where he's going to bat, but his numbers this season have been atrocious. And once again, since Waka is a righty, Martinez will be batting from its weaker side. Plus 141, I think it's a great price to fade a bad lefty hitter against Waka, who was great in his first start, and I think has a decent amount of experience against this lineup. Martinez also has no hits in his career against Waka. I think it's a great price. Give me Martinez and no hits at plus 141.
Cool.
There you go. You got any miscellaneous stuff you want to share?
Another play that I'm going to be adding. Another play that I added was Casey Mize under 15.5 outs at plus 120. It's plus 120 on Novig, which is obviously a great price. Again, this is like one of the things that I constantly look for is that guys who are off electric first starts, and then especially someone like Mize, who was really good in his first start, but he had an expected ERA of 4.55. He was terrible in spring training too. So there's a lot of, and his hard hit rate was atrocious. I also like this, like they basically can use a lot of the bullpen tonight because Skubal is going to go tomorrow. And so they don't generally need to use them as much, but under 15.5 outs for plus 120. I'm just not a Mize guy and again, and his stats don't really make me want to do it anyway, but I'll fade him after going 6 last week and take him under to maybe only go 5, if that. So
do you agree, by the way, with Minnesota being favored in that game?
Yeah, I think Mize is terrible.
Okay.
Like with Joe Ryan, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think Ryan's better. I was just caught off guard by Minnesota actually laying after this weekend.
I mean, is it nominal?
It's not a big number at all. It's just more about.
Is it like the Red Sox one where they're both kind of like whatever, or is it? Let me see.
Tigers were like plus 111.
No, I see them both. Yeah, plus 110, minus 110.
It's not like a massive price. It's more just Minnesota, in my opinion, being a bottom 5 team in the league, just laying, which I thought was kind of interesting. But
teams have the same record.
No, I know. I'm not saying the Tigers have been that good. I'm just saying I think Minnesota going in, we were both very low on. Which is kind of
and like and there's still 155.
Yeah, I know. Bunch of games left.
I also like. I think I think Joe Ryan's great. I think Joe Ryan. I mean the
it's a shame that's on a really bad team. Yeah, because he'd be a solid rotation piece on an actual contender. But
I think Mize stinks. Like I think Mize is really bad. I think that's the entire to bring it back. Like Mize is worse than what we saw last. He had 9 Ks and whatever. Like Mize is worse than what we saw last time. So I'll take that regression there on that. Another bonus play I do have, but I'm just not sure. I think maybe we'll do this in our underdog because I don't feel like having more liability in this game. Okay. But I think we want Andrew Painter over 4.5 hits allowed.
Just some regression after he had a great first start.
First road start for a rookie. Okay. It's like an automatic for me. And
yeah, I wanted to ask you, by the way, because I gave it out as my home run play on the MLB show yesterday. I didn't know the odds, but I think Fetty, as we all know, is atrocious. Alonso was 4-1, which I thought was interesting.
I like Fetty today.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like being anti-Baltimore, or you just like the spot at home?
A little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. Also, his expected in his first start was really good. And he also knows that park really well. Like knows like how to pitch in that park really well. Like this is him. He came back there. Fetty also had a really decent spring training. But his expected stuff and his FIP was really, really good. I'm not on Baltimore today.
I'm not really on them either. I just thought it was a good matchup for Alonso.
I'm not also. It's also just like people need to also get this. Like it's just not home run season. Yeah, like it really is. Like I'm not running to bet a home run in a game where it's 43 degrees and overcast is the weather.
It's fair. Just throwing out something I was curious about.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm far more interested in betting a home run in like really none of these places. Maybe Washington. No, it's
okay.
just not. It's just like like in the Rogers Center because it's a dome. But yeah, it's like I know we all get excited about it all, but it's not hitter. It's not hitter weather yet for me. And I like the White Sox today, and like Feedy like under the hood for last week was pretty good.
Primal
So
saying in the comment section he was trying to make a doubles filter. So here are some of the metrics.
it's hard. So hey, it's really tough because it's really ballpark based. Because you got to remember that like a double, the factors involved for it. So a single is a little easier. Like if your ISO's low, you're getting single.
High contact rate, low power.
Exactly. A doubles is a little bit harder because you got to get it to a gap and in the park. And if it's a bigger park, it's that people have to run and get it. And by then you've moved from first to second. Like you need a guy who can
having some speed helps as well.
Having some speed exactly like totally helps. And so it's tough. I like want to do it. It's almost like you're almost better off. Like, so here's a better way of looking at it. You're almost better off. I think you'd almost want Alonso double. Like, then it's
I was going to say, is that the pivot where like, if you are a fan of the potential matchup, but you don't like the weather, you still pick the hard hit stuff?
Yeah, maybe, that might be it. It's also just, I think doubles are just a little bit more dart oriented. Baseball Savant has a really good, parks that are really good for doubles and things like that. And, let's see.
Is Coors good for doubles, or is it like too open that it actually sucks for doubles because there are more triples?
Let me look. So park factors, the best stadium the last 3 years rolling for doubles is Coors.
Okay, so it still is.
Then Chase Field.
Okay, sounds
no surprise. Fenway.
Yeah, you have the monster out there.
Right. Which Manny cleared yesterday.
The ball's crushed.
PNC Park, but also matters like which side of the plate. Like if you're righty, so you're Alonso and you're batting target field. Twins Field is overwhelmingly the best for righties over the last 3 years. Then Coors, then Chase Field, then Kauffman.
All right, so we can
and then Lone Depot.
We can pick a twin to double.
So all of these fields are kind of built the same way. They're shorter to the left, so that kind of that makes sense. Yeah, it's not terrible. Where's the White Sox Stadium is down there, but it's for me. It's just I'm just less on a feedy fade today, just because this O's team's not really hitting. I think that like it's like the White Sox. I thought like look, as soon as they got home, things would probably change for them in a better way. It's a good home start for a veteran who knows how to pitch there pretty well. The Coors is great for doubles. You're just never getting a good
I think
price.
Coors is probably just good for everything because it's impossible to pitch there. So, there you go.
Best for triples while we're here. Also Coors. Yeah.
I was going to say Heat's mentioning San Francisco for triples. I know for a fact Coors is very good for triples.
Coors, it's for both sides of the plate. It is Chase Field. So lefties must crush triples there. Kauffman, Coors, Comerica, Lone Depot.
I think Kauffman's kind of surprising. I can see it, but I wouldn't have thought of it that way.
I wouldn't have thought of it as a triples alley.
Unless Bobby Witt's just skewing those numbers by himself, but
yeah, maybe.
Possible. I can understand the Chase one because there's a lot of room in the middle, and you also have down the line, and there's so much ground to cover for the outfielders. I can see Chase Field. Plus, you also have Carroll there, who's just a monster in triples every year.
Yeah, and like that brings it all back. Like you need a guy who has like a really good sprint speed, really. Or is just hit it so into the gap that like nobody's gonna get it. Like Alonso's never getting a triple,
No.
But like Alonso's like you're better off betting Alonso to hit a home run than you are a double. I just don't love the matchup today for a home run.
No, I get it. I just was throwing it out there. Anything else you want to mention?
What did I give out? I gave out the Painter over 4.5 hits. I gave out the Mize under outs. I gave out the let's see what we got here. I'll tell you who I like based on metric to do some damage today. Yeah, Jordan, go surprise. He's in cores.
I almost took his over half an RBI at like plus 103, and I just decided not to do it. I was afraid they would pitch around him. Except the entire offense is hitting. So
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they'll pitch around.
No, but I thought about the RBI at plus.
They were silent until they got to the bullpen.
Yeah, they were.
That game someone who had an A's money line ticket, like they didn't do
that game
anything.
Went off the rails.
That team's also like wildly overperformed. Like that team stinks. But cores, like everybody hits. You're just getting bad prices. Like, what do you bet when you bet a Rockies game?
What do I bet?
Yeah.
Usually I'll pick a player to have a monster game, or I'm going with potentially an over. But it's tough because everything is so inflated on cores. You're kind of just priced in.
Let's check.
I mean, when in doubt, if the price is good, I'll fade the Rockies minus 1.5 because this team is still atrocious. But it's tough because everything is so inflated based on cores. You're paying a tax there for props.
All right. Well, I got one I like.
But Jordan RBI at
I got one I love. I got a home run I love.
Okay. What do you like?
Vlad.
Okay.
Vlad at plus 570 on
that's a very good price.
Yeah, plus I like Vlad. I like his total bases. If people are curious why and everything, I'll pull it up right now, but let's kind of go to this. I like Vlad here. Expected batting average of 402 over his last 5 games.
He was my preseason MVP pick, so I'm happy to see him playing well.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to win MVP, but
I don't think he's going to either. But we were going for longer shots.
This is also given this matchup. Like, I just think he's going to just be. I think he's going to swing through it. Like his max EV of his last 5 games is 110. Yeah. His barrel rate's 25. He has 4 barrels over the last 5 games. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a home run in the White Sox series.
Yeah. I think it's his only one of the season. So, I will, I'm going to take his over 1.5 bases at plus 116, and then I'm going to sprinkle on his home run at 570.
Cool. Good price.
Yeah, I like that a lot. All right.
Yep. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the miscellaneous section and some home run play. It's time to move on into our sponsor, Rhythm, official data tool for dominating the NBA, MLB, and golf. You also have one more day to use it for college basketball, because it is time for the title game. So check out Rhythm, let them help you make some plays. And a reminder, if you want to go premium with the membership, use the code SGPN25. We download the app for a nice discount, get a quarter for first month. Check out Rhythm, code SGPN25 for a quarter for first month at Rhythm. We're also brought to you by Novig, which is the #1 prediction market for sports in America. Get some great prices. I mentioned a couple of props on the show, Gilbert and the Martinez play, where I'm getting significantly better prices on Novig, just as an example. But
I just took the Vlad bases at plus 116 on Novig.
Once again, a lot of props we mentioned on the show have great prices on Novig, so check it out. And if you're new to the platform, great sign-up deal. Play $5, get 50 in bonus funds with the Novig app. So if you use the code SGPN, check out Novig, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finish going through our favorite props for Monday to move on into our best bets. Adam, what is your best bet for the show?
Best bet for the show. Let's go with this. Let's go DeGrom, go 6. Let's do that. 2 teams that aren't really hitting well. Let's go DeGrom to go 6.
Cool. For my
over 17.5 outs or over 16.5 outs.
Yeah, so. For my best bet, same game, other pitcher. Give me Logan Gilbert over 17.5 outs at minus 135. We're picking a low-scoring game in general, but they need him to go length. They had basically a full bullpen game yesterday by design, and it went to extra innings. Gilbert threw 95 pitches against the Yankees last start, so they're not afraid of letting him go. And the Rangers right now can hit 2 runs over the past 25 innings combined. So I think that Gilbert can go well and long in this one. Give me Logan Gilbert over 17.5 outs at minus 135 as my best bet for the show. Moving on to Underdog. Anything you want to recycle?
Nothing I want to recycle, but a couple things that I want to do because I just don't feel like having extra liability on them. So I think I want to do this Painter. I want to do the Painter over hits allowed. And I understand that it is a weak hitting team, but I like this angle. I want to do Bubba Chandler under his walks.
Okay. I think he bounces back from walks.
Yeah. At home, I do.
Okay.
His first home start of the season. And I think that this Padres team is atrocious. I do. I think it's a good spot for that. So those two I really like.
What's that number at? Like 2.5?
It's 1.5.
It's only 1.5. He walked 6.5 in his first start.
Which is kind of telling you everything.
I'm just saying. I figured after walking 6, it'd be at like 2.5.
I agree, but like it's not only that, but just his obviously he's always had control issues, but he had hold on, he had 3 against Milwaukee last year, 0-0-0 to end the season, and then he had 6 against Cincinnati in that first game. Okay. So yes, you could say that there's control issues, but here's the thing is that like his at home, they're at 0 at the end of the year last year. He had that 3. I just think it's a different spot, and I think it's a really good spot. So I like that under. I like the lower 1.5 walks allowed for him.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit iffy on this one, but I'll trust you. We can go with the higher on this. I mean, the lower on the 1.5 walks. That's fine. So we'll see how it goes. Anything else you want to mention?
I already gave 2, so I was waiting for you to do that.
Oh, okay, that's fine. For me, I'm trying to think. Do you want to run back Lyle single?
No.
Okay. You know what? We agreed on it. Do you want to go with Teodosio?
Yeah, I could do that.
Cool. I mean, we think he stinks. So.
He also will get lifted.
Yeah, he will be.
Is he in there? Let's see.
He should be batting 9th. He only plays against lefties, so he should be available.
Lower. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Cool. So, Bubba Chandler, lower 1.5 walks allowed. Bryce Teodosio, lower 0.5 hits. Andrew Painter, higher 4.5. Oh, whoops. I accidentally did his strikeouts. Andrew Painter should be higher 4.5 hits allowed. Let's look. There it is. Okay. Much better. 4.94 multiplier. We have a boost on here for 30% to make it 6.12. $50 allegedly wins us 306.
There we go. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show. Back once again for baseball tomorrow. Before we officially end the show, though, Adam, can you recap your 3 plays?
Yeah. Jacob deGrom over 17.5 outs. Adrian Hauser over 16.5 outs. And Miles Straw to have a single.
Cool. My 3 plays, Logan Gilbert over 17.5 outs, -135. Bryce Teodosio. We're going to go with the under half a hit there, -130. And Angel Martinez, no hits as well at +141. Back once again tomorrow. Till next time, good luck to all of you.